Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Gurur Deva Param Brahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva, Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva, Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva, Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva, Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Om. O Gurudev, you help one to cross the ocean of worldliness and unshackle the bonds of death. Please have more kindness on me now that I have surrendered to you and considered myself as your servant. O Gurudev, you dispel the darkness of the innermost caves of the human heart as if with the glow of the sun. You are the same as Vishnu, Brahma and Shankara, and are not different from the Brahman that the Vedas proclaim as beyond the senses. Please have kindness on me, Gurudev. O Gurudev, you restrain the uncontrollable minds of your disciples. You have taken the veritable form of the human being to save other being, like Lord Hari did several times when he took incarnation. The gods and the goddesses continue to praise you all the time. Please be kind to me. You awaken the primal energy of Kundalini, the advantage of the disciples' spiritual life, and are not the bondage of the heart. Please be kind to me. My mind is restless all the time. O Gurudev, you destroy all the inclinations to wrongs in your disciples' life and lead them on to fulfillment so that they can attain peace, happiness, and stability. All kinds of miseries, be they of physical, accidental, or mental origin, disappears if one utters your name with all devotion and faith. Please have compassion on me, O Gurudev. You cast aside the effects of egoism of the disciples' mind. You protect one who has lost his way in life. Please have compassion on me. My mind is tense with worries for lack in the treasure of proper devotion to you. O Gurudev, your name leads on to glory. You purify the lowest of the low, as purest gold is processed in fire. Your splendor transfers to the mind of those whose hearts are pure. Please have kindness on me. O Gurudev, you help one attain God. You cure one of the sickness of worldly attachments. Let your glory prevail in everyone's heart. Let my mind be tied to your lotus feet. Would you please be kind to me? Bless me, my Savior, now that I have come to thee. Welcome, devotees. And this is the explanation of the Bhavasagar. This is the flagship Bharat bhajan of Bharat SEVASHRAM sang. Every day the Swamijis will sing it before aarati, and we should sing it this morning also. Now that you know the meaning, get into that meditative state of mind, concentrated mind on the Guru, whoever you worship, be it Christ, Buddha, Lord Shiva, Mother Durga, Krishna Bhagwan. For us, Bharat Seva, Swami Parameshananda. Bhava sagar taran karana hai, Ravinandana vandana kandana hai, Sharanagat kinkar vitamane, Gurudevo daya kar deen jane, Hridikandar tamas bhash karo hai, Tumi Vishnu Prajapati Shankar hai, Parabrahma Parat परवेद बने, गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने। मन बारन शासन अंकुश है, नर त्राण तरे हरि कुश है। गुण गान परायण देव गणे, गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने। कुल कुंडलिनी घुम भंजक है, हृदय ग्रंथि विदारण कारक है। मम मानस चंचल रात्रि दिने, गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने। रिपुसूदन मंगल नायक है, सुख शांति बरा भयदायक है। त्रयताप हरे तब नाम गुने, गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने। अभिमान प्रभाव रिमर्दक है, गोटीहीन जने तुमि रक्षक है। चित शंकित वंचित भक्ति रने, गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने। ओम तब नाम सरा शुभ साधक है, पतिता धम मानव पावक है। महिमा तब गोचर शुद्ध मने, गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने। जय सद्गुरु ईश्वर प्रापक है, भव रोग विकार विनाशक है। मन जैन रोहे तब श्री चरणे, गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने। गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने, गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने। हरि ओम, हरि ओम, हरि ओम। ओम सत्यं शिवं सुंदरं तपासिधाभिग्रहं, योगीश्वरं योगिराजं युगचार्यं नमाम्यहम्। व्याघ्रहं वरं धरं देवं, शूलहस्तं सुभैरवं, नमामि त्वं महादिव्यं दिव्यज्योतिर्विभूषितम्। आचार्यं प्रणवं देवं, आशुतोषं वराप्रदं, नमामि सच्चिदानन्दं श्रीप्रणवाचार्यं नमामि। ॐ अहैतुकं प्रेम सिद्धं, तपास्तेजसा दीप्तिमन्तं, महामुक्तिविदातारं श्रीप्रणवाचार्यं नमामि। ॐ नमस्ते विघ्नसमर्थे, नमस्ते सिद्धापरा, नमस्ते देवदेवेश, नमस्ते सिद्धिविनायक। ॐ विशुद्धाज्ञानदेहाय, त्रैविधि दिव्यचक्षुषे, श्रियप्रातिनिमित्ताय, नमः सुमधारधारणे। ॐ जयन्ती मङ्गलाकाली, भद्रकाली कपालिनी, दुर्गा शिवा क्षमा दात्री, स्वाहा स्वधा नमस्तुते। ॐ सरस्वते नमो नित्यं, भद्रकाली नमो नमः। वीराविरन्त वीरङ्गा, विद्यास्तनेव एव च। ॐ वसुदेवं सुतं देवं, कंसचाणूरमर्दनं, देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ॐ आपदम् आपहर्तारं, दाताराम सर्वसम्पदं, लोकैर्विरामं श्रीरामं, भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्। ॐ अञ्जनानन्दनं वीरं, Vajatam kapisham Vande Sri Ramadutam Janaki Shokanashanam Om Brahma Murari Sripurantakari Bhanu Shashi Bhumi Suto Badascha Guruscha Shukrashani Rahu Ketu Kurvantu Sarva Mama Puja Safalam Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate Hari Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Now that we have given vocation to Gurudev and we have bring all the deities and asked them to sit on the altar, and now we'll do purification, and so that we could offer them with a pure mind and pure body. Go bringing the waters from all the rivers, holy rivers and oceans. Om Gange cha Yamune chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmada Sindhu Kaveri Jale asmin snanidim Kuru. Om Kurukshetra Gaya Ganga Prabhasa Pushkarani cha Tirtanyatani Punyani Kale Bhavantuha. Om Amrito Pasternamasi Swaha Amrita Pidhanamasi Swaha. Om Satyam Yashas Srimayi Srayatam Swaha. Om Shano Devi Ravishtaya Apo Bhavanta Pitaye Shano Ravi Sravantunam. Om Vakva Om Prana Prana Om Chakshu Chakshu Om Srotram Srotra Om Nabhi Om Hridayam Om Kantaha Om Siraha Om Bahobhyam Yashobalam Om Karatala Karaprishtim. Okay, now that we've done the cleansing, now we want to light the fire. It's already lit. Let's do the mantra for the fire worship. Om Bhur Bhuvasva Om Bhur Bhuvasva Dauriva Bhumana Prithiviva Varimmana Tasyaste Prithivi Deva Yajni Prishtim Agnim Manada Manadaya Dade. Om Udbudya Swa Agni Pratijagrihi Swamista Purte Samsrajeta Mayam Cha Asmin Saraste Adyutarismin Vishve Deva Yajmanascha Sidatam. Om. We ask the fire to blaze up. And now we'll be making the first offering of the wood into the fire with some dipped in ghee. And join me as we go along. Om Ayanta Yidmayatma Jata Vedasti Nedhasva Vardasva Chera Vardaya Chashman Prajaya Pashubi Brahma Varchasena Anadhena Samedhaya Swaha Iram Agnaye Jata Vedase Iram Namama. O fire, accept this piece of wood and blaze up and develop us and give us all the necessities for us to come to you, to rediscover we are just like you. This is not for me, this is for you, O fire. Om, second piece. Om Samidhagnim Davasyata Gritai Bodhayata Titim Asmin Havya Jahotana Swaha Idam Agnaye Jata Vedase Idam Namamam. Now we'll throw ghee, some ghee into the fire when we say Swaha with this next mantra. Om Sosmiraya Sochise Gritam Tibram Jahotana Agnaye Jata Vedase Swaha Idam Agnaye Jata Vedase Idam Namamam. Now we do the last and third piece of wood dipped in ghee. Om Tantva Samit Vyangiro Gritina Vardayamasi Brihat Chochaya Vishtaya Swaha Idam Agnaye Angirase Idam Namamam. Now we'll chant this mantra 5 times. The first time is always, first worship is to Ganesh Ji. This is laid down in our scriptures for him to clear the path even for our worship. Om ayanta irmayatma jata verasti nedasva vardasva chera vardaya chashman prajaya pashuvi brahma varchase anadhena samedhaya swaha iramagnaye jata vedase Idam namama. We doing Mansika Puja. Just imagine that you're doing everything physically with the power of your mind, and the blessings will be the same. Oh, Maya. This one is for Lord Shiva and all incarnation of Lord Shiva, Hanumanji, Swami Parameshananda Ji. Oh, and so many incarnations of Lord Shiva. Oh, Mayanta Irmayatma Jata Verasti Nedaswa Vardasva Chera Vardaya Chashman Prajaya Pashubi Brahma Varchase Ananadina Samedaya Swaha Iramagnaye Jata Vedase Iram Namamam. Now we do this to Mother Durga and the female deities, including Mother Saraswati, Mother Lakshmi, Mother Kali, and so on. Oh, Mayantair Mayatma Jata Vedasti Nedhasva Vardasva Chera Vardaya Chashman Prajaya Pashubi Brahma Varchase Nanadina Samedaya Swaha Iramagnaye Jata Vedase Iram Namamam. Now we do this to Vishnu Bhagwan and incarnations of Vishnu Bhagwan, including Bhagwan Sri Krishna, Bhagwan Sri Ram, the Buddha, and so on. Om Ayantair Mayatma Jata Vedasti Nedhasva Vardasva Chera Vardaya Chashman Prajaya Pashubi Brahma Varchase Anadena Samedhaya Swaham Iranamaide Jata Vedase Iram Namama. And to Surya Narayan on the 9 planets, Navgraha, that goes around the sun, including our Mother Earth. Om Ayantair Mayatma Jata Vedasti Nedhasva Vardasva Chera Vardaya Chashman Prajaya Pashuvi Brahma Varchase Anadhina Samedhaya Swaha Iramagnaye Jata Vedase Iram Namamam. With these mantras, we be throwing water outside of the fire kun, and first east, then west, then north, and circling with the spoon with the water inside, and then throw it outside the fire in the south. Om Arite Anumanyasva, Om Anumate Anumanyasva, Om Saraswati Anumanyasva, Om Deva Savita Prasuva Yagyam Patim Bhagaya, Divyo Gandharva Ketatu Ketam Na Punatu, Vachaspati Vacham Na Swadatu. Now we've done all the preparation, and then we'll be making offerings into the fire and these mantras. Om Agnaye Swaha Iram Agnaye Idam Namamam. Om Somaya Swaha Idam Somaya Idam Namamam. Om Prajapataye Swaha Idam Prajapataye Idam Namamam. Om Indraya Swaha Idam Indraya Idam Namamam. Om Surya Jyoti Jyoti Surya Swaha. Om Surya Vacho Jyotir Vachaha Swaha. Om Jyoti Surya Surya Jyoti Swaha. Om Sajada Devina Savitra Saju Rashasendya Vatya Joshana Surya Vetu Swaha. Om Agni Jyoti Jyotir Agni Swaha. Om Agni Varcho Jyotir Vachaha Swaha. Om Agni Jyoti Jyotir Agni Swaha. Om Sajada Devina Savitra Sajuratrendra Vatya Joshana Agni Vetu Swaha. Continue with the offering, and here we go. Om Buragnaye Pranaya Swaha Idam Agnaye Pranaya Idam Namama. Om Buravayave Apanaya Swaha Idam Vayave Apanaya Idam Namama. Om Swaradityaya Vyanaya Swaha Idam Adityaya Vyanaya Idam Namama. Om Bhurbhuva Swaragni Vayavadityebhya Pranapanavyanive Swaha Idam Agni Vayavadityebhya Pranapanavyaniva Idam Namama Om Apo Jyotiraso Amritam Brahma Bhurbhuva Swarom Swaha. Now, we'll be doing the Gayatri Mantra, and this is a very powerful mantra. Let's pull the vibrations from the atmosphere and let it come and blesses those millions and times that it was chanted. Let us get the benefit of all of that. With a concentrated mind, let us pray to the Lord, Surya Narayan, and all the deities. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Namo Sri Bhagavate Pranavaya Mahamilana Devaya Mahayogeshwaraya Swaha. Special prayers to Guru Swami Parameshananda. Now we'll do the last offering. Usually we stand and empty all the samagri into the fire with this 3 times when we chant this mantra. Om Sarvam Vai Purnam Swaha. Om Sarvam Vai Purnam Swaha. Om Sarvam Vai Purnam Swaha. Now you can sit down, and the remnants from the offering of the fire, the spoon, we would have put it into the lota with water. Now we'll take that water with the remnants, rub it in our palms, and pass it up all over our body as we chant this mantra. Om Tanapayagniyasi Tanvam Me Pahi. Om Ayurdayagniyasi Ayur Me Devi. Om Varchadayagniyasi Varcha Me Devi. Om Agniyan Me Tanva Unam Tanva Arprinam. Om Idam Me Devi Deva Savita Adatu. Om Idam Me Devi Saraswati Adadatu. Om Idam Me Aswino Deva Vadatam Pushkarasrajau. Om Viryam Masi Viryam Mui Dehi. Om Balamasi Balam Mui Dehi. Om Tejo Asi Tejo Mui Dehi. Om Ojo Asi Ojo Mui Dehi. Om Manyorasi Manyum Mui Dehi. Om Sahosi Saho Moi Dehi. Now we've got the benefit and we physically strengthen the body. Now we want to make offering to the fire, and we saying, "Oh Lord, offering all offerings to Brahma, clarify butter is Brahma, fire is Brahma, sacrifice is Brahma. It is true self-surrender to Brahma. One can merge into Brahma." Om Brahmarpanam Brahmahavi Brahmagano Brahmanahutam Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhinam. Om Tat Sat Hari Om. Make your offering, and now your food that you've cooked now becomes prasadam, and you can now eat it. Now the next reading we want to do the peace prayer, and it's so important in times of difficulty. Like in India, there's so much of suffering because it is out of control. It's COVID. Also in Trinidad, Guyana is coming up. There's a lot of cases, and we're praying for COVID and also any kind of sort of sicknesses. So get into that mindset, and we'll be praying now. Om Sarvesham Mangalam Bhuyat Sarve Shantu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhavet Nandantu Sarva Bhutani Niratankani Santu Cha Pritirastu parasparam siddhirastu cha karmanam swastyastu raju nityapa sham prajabhyastate vastu swastyastu dvipade nityam shantirastu chatushpade shantirastu no devasya bhurbhava swa shivam tata sarvatah shantirastu no somya bhavanta bhutani tvam deva jagatasrasta pata deva tvameva hi prajapalaye devesha shantim kuru jagatpate yo me adya sniyate tasya shivamastu sada bhave yascha manvishti loke asmin sopi bhadrani pashyantu Hari Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Let there be peace and good to all, and let all be free from sickness. Let all see good, and let none suffer. Lord, let all be happy and fearless. Let there be sympathy for each other and success for all work. Let there be prosperity to the leaders of the country who protects the people every day, and also to the people. Let the animals and human beings be prosperous every day. Let there be peace in God's and in the heavens and the three worlds. Let us and all beings have peace everywhere. Creator and sustainer as thou art of the universe, thou encouragest godliness, O Lord, and establishes peace amongst the people. Who is my friend today, let him be in peace. And who is my enemy, let him also be in peace. Om Shanti Shanti, Om Peace, Peace, Peace. Devotees, this morning, it's so glad to have you here. And let us chant the Sangha Vani. What is the goal of life? Self-realization, universal emancipation. What is religion? Self-sacrifice, self-abnegation, self-discipline, adherence to truth and countenance. What is real death? Forgetfulness of the self. What is real life? Self-possession, self-remembrance, self-consciousness. What are real virtues? Heroism, virility, humanliness, and aspiration for emancipation. What are real sins? Weakness, fear, cowardice, meanness, and selfishness. What are real sources of strength? Patience, fortitude, and endurance. What are real assets? Self-confidence, self-reliance, self-respect. What are real enemies? Indolence, slumber, inertia, procrastination, lustful senses and passions. What are real friends? Energy, enthusiasm, and perseverance. Bolo Sisi Guru Maharaj ki jai. What would God want to say, or what would they want to say when they get God realization after intense austerity? Well, the answer came from Swami Parameshananda ji. He would have announced his coming at the request of a devotee and a couple in Bangladesh. It was then East Bengal. That was 1896, and he announced his coming because of the intense austerity, 1 year of fasting and observing celibacy and always in meditation because there was difficulty in their lives. So this is a wisdom now. When we have difficulty in our lives, we should go to God more than ever. So when we have a little difficulty and we go to God, isn't it a blessing? Anyway, so he took birth and his name was Vinod. And then as a little boy, he was doing meditation, but he didn't have a guru. And there was one instance he was doing meditation in the thatch house that was built in the yard of his parents, his biological parents. I say that because Swami Parameshananda ji, he will come true as Immaculate Conception. So then, just like the Christ. Anyway, miracles happen, right? So God implants himself inside the womb of the mother. And that's how the birth came. But he was doing this meditation, his nose was bleeding, and his father came in the early morning of hours. Son, you're bleeding, let me take you to the doctor. No, father, don't you know who I am? That when I do my meditation, my blood gets hot, and the blood vessel, and the first one to break is in the nose. Then and then he asked the father, don't you know who I am? And then he would have said, yes, I know. And throughout his life, and then he did austerities and got a guru, Baba Gambinath. But I want to bring you straight to when he got God realization in Bajipur in 1916, Magh Purnima. That's the full moon on February and March. And this is the same full moon that he took his birth in 1896. So he has control of when he takes birth and also when he would have got God realization. But immediately when that came out of his mouth, that sound, that Sangha Vani, it is a divine transmission, like the Vedas were transmitted to the saints and sages of when they were doing meditation, and the Vedas encompass all of scriptures. But if we don't put these things into practice, how can it be a benefit? And the Sangha Vani is a reflection of what we are to do. For instance, Swami Parameshananda would have said, what is religion? Self-sacrifice, self-discipline, adherence to truth and countenance. That if we cannot serve society, look in the times of need, in times of COVID or any time, look out for the elders, look out for our parents, grandparents, look out for the neighbors, look out for strangers, and treat them as if they are like us, then that is what sacrifice is all about, and that's religion. And we don't want to be accused of committing sin, because what is sin? Weakness, fear, cowardice, meanness, and selfishness. And it's always saying, avoid thoughts that weaken you. These are the sinful thoughts. And then he would have said, when you do all of this thing, you're preparing yourself. But during this time, you must have patience, fortitude, and endurance. And when you do this, seek a relationship with the Lord. He will grant you that grace in the form of what are real assets: self-confidence, self-reliance. In other words, you would have realized that the God that you're looking for is inside of you. And that's the self-confidence and self-reliance. And then avoid enemies, which are laziness, procrastination, lustful senses, and passion. And always carry your 3 friends with you. What are real friends? Energy, enthusiasm, and perseverance. What a all-encompassing in the Sangha Vani. It's necessary for us to always memorize it. Let us prepare for the aarati now in the essence of time. I hope this message will resonate with you and you'll put it into practice. And don't be scouring like a scavenger looking for cheap happiness, bodily happiness, eating food, and Swami Parameshananda would have said, what are real sins? Lustful senses and passions. Don't be scavenging to satisfy your senses and passions. Instead, lift yourself up. Be calm. Realize that you are the God that you worship. Hare Guru Shankara Shiva Shambho. Hare Guru Shankara Shiva Shambho. Om Hare Guru Shankara Shiva Shambho. Hare Guru Shankara Shiva Shambho. Om Hare Guru Shankara Shiva Shambho. Hare Guru Shankara Shiva Shambho. Oh, Hare Guru Shankara Shiva Shambho. These were the utterances also that Swamiji Parameshananda Acharya, Swami Parameshananda would have uttered at the time of God realization. Join me as we surrender ourselves, surrender our 5 senses, which makes up our mind, and also surrender our body in the form of the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and space, and senses: seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, and tasting. Om Sahasra Shirisha Purusha Sahasrakshu Sahasrapad Sa bhuvin sarvato sritva atyatishta Om sarvatah pani param tat sarvato akshi shiromukam sarvatah sruti maloke sarvamavritya tishtati Om jyotishamapi jyoti tamasaha paramuchyate Dhyanam gyayam gyanagamyam Ridhi sarvasya vishtitam Om gati bharta prabhu sakshi Nivashaho sharanam sure Pravaha pralayasthanam Nidhanam bijam abhayam Om tvamadi deva purusho purana Tvamasya visvasya param nidhanam Tvamabhaya svasvata dharma gupta Sanatanastvam purusho mato me Om pitasi lokasya characharasya Tvamasya pujasya garurgaryam Natvatsavo asti abhyadika Kuto anyalokatre Apiya pratimam prabhao Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva 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 Om Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva 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 Om Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om Om. Take a flower in your hand and we'll do the final prayer. An act of surrender, the body, mind, intellect and ego. And then what will happen? We will be left with consciousness. In other words, we would have arrived at our liberation or moksha or salvation in this lifetime today. So do that make it a point that you're going to be a liberated soul this moment by surrendering after such nice prayer to the God and doing the sacrifice. And now the act of surrender. Om Jnanam Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuru Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Om Mantra Satyam Puja Satyam Satyam Deva Niranjanam Gurur Vakyam Sada Satyam Satyameva Paramam Param. Om Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatparam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Om Pitri Matri Surira Bandhu Vidyatirtani Devata Natulyam Guruna Sevam Sparshayet Paramam Param. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurur Deva Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Om Dhyana Moolam Gurur Murti Puja Moolam Guru Param Mantra Moolam Gurur Vakyam Moksha Moolam Guru Kripa. Om Brahmanandam Paramasukaram Kevalam Dhyana Murti Dantwatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyaadhi Laksham. Om Ekam Nityam Bhimalam Achalam Sarvara Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhusya Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Guru Kripahi Kevalam Guru Kripahi Kevalam. Om Guru Kripahi Kevalam Guru Kripahi Kevalam Guru Kripahi Kevalam Guru Kripahi Kevalam. O Gurudevos Acharya Dev Srimad Swami Parameshananda Maharaj, without your grace, you being incarnation of Lord Shiva, manifestation of consciousness, God without form and God without form, we petition to you only through your grace that we can transcend this illusion that you have put us into, this false world that you have created. And we ask that you grant us all your grace. Hari Om, Shanti, Shanti, Hari Om. Bolo Sisi Guru Maharaj ki Jai.